speaking of COVID, and speaking of holding people accountable, we just mentioned that Dr. Fauci received a pardon from outgoing President Biden just before Trump took office on the 20th. And, we all know that pardons that are done from the president at the federal level, they cover you for federal crimes. They don't cover you for state crimes. If you are somebody who committed a crime against within a state and you're sentenced, the president can't come in and pardon somebody who is sitting in a state prison. It only affects federal. So with that being said, Representative Josh Tanner from District 14 out in Eagle and other parts was in the committee this morning with this bill.
This is actually stating that there is a separation of jurisdiction when it comes to federal and state crimes, and we want to make sure that Dr. Fauci actually knows that. Hopefully he does, but it does state that former President Joe Biden preemptive federal pardon for Dr. Fauci does not inspire confidence in Dr. Fauci's conduct or trust in the move that he had pushed forward, the Trust the Science movement. It also states that the federal pardon granted to Dr. Fauci does not affect legal proceedings, investigations, and potential prosecution for state crimes under the authority of state government. Just a little bit to go backwards in time, because this one came, and what the pardon actually came out to be was from 2014 forward. And why 2014 is what we saw happen in the release of gain of function that was actually being done in Wuhan, China. Again, why President Trump said China, where did the virus come from? China. And it was because that's where it came from. And leaked emails that actually came from Dr. Fauci recognized that it came from that lab. But beyond that, he went ahead and even knowing where it came from, he pushed mask mandates. He pushed mass deceptions. He pushed lockdowns. And from an Idaho sense, that meant shutting down businesses. That meant putting mass panic into the people of Idaho of not knowing what's going on, what to actually trust. He suppressed life-saving drugs that showed great effectiveness within treating the virus and preventing severe illness. In my opinion, what he had done was cause people's lives in Idaho. And this pardon that was granted to him does not inspire confidence, one, to the people of Idaho. But I do want the people of Idaho to know, and this is what this is about, that just because he received this federal pardon does not mean that he cannot be prosecuted with Idaho with the crimes that he committed here.
Yeah, well done, Representative Tanner. Folks, if you like what you're hearing, you got to give these folks a big round of applause. Reach out to them and tell them to support this kind of legislation. Again, this will be just a resolution. It'll be just putting it on record out there for Dr. Fauci to understand that he is not off the hook when it comes to the states. And more importantly, because this isn't just a statement, but this is also kind of a bit of a call to action to you folks, because Representative Tanner took a question, and within his question, he let it fly. Who is ultimately responsible for bringing these charges? If you want to bring charges against Dr. Fauci, where does it need to emanate from? And this was a very interesting moment here. Let's watch this.
Thing that I would point out with that is a lot of people will try to get the Attorney General to want to go after it. That does take legislative action from this body if that's something that we would want to go from. But it does, right on how Idaho works jurisdictionally, it is actually going to be the counties that would actually be able to have the most say and be able to take up those criminal cases as easiest.
Did you hear that, folks? The counties, your county officials. According to Representative Tanner here in Idaho, if you want to take action against Dr. Fauci, the way it's done is through the counties. Okay, so now we are on notice, folks. As this resolution, as this whatever it's a memorial or a resolution, it needs to sail through to let Dr. Fauci know. But even before then, even without this, He said that in order for the attorney general to take action, it might take legislative action. But to really get the ball going, if people were harmed by Dr. Fauci's instructions, if people were harmed because they were denied medical care, they were denied medicines, they were told that medicines were going to kill you if you took them, right? Which is completely wrong. That it starts in the counties. So if you have questions on that, reach out to Representative Tanner. We'll find out more information on that too. But that's very good to hear. So call up your counties and get your commissioners on the line to do that.